Okay, I hope everybody's doing okay. We're going to go ahead and start the Zoom meeting early this week so that I can post the video in a good amount of time for you guys to take a look at. Again, this is COLS 1010, section W05, the web course. It's just a quick little office meeting chat that I do once a week to clarify any questions that any of you all may have. Or to provide a little bit of insight. Just a quick announcement. If you do not receive a response from me on your proposal, assume that your proposal is approved. I tend to not reply to those unless there is a problem with it. So just go ahead and assume that it is okay to go ahead with your service project if your proposal has not received what you would consider to be a response. Again, before Monday of next week, you will be turning in 3 pages of 2-column notes. If my class is the only class that you have, you can use 2-column notes that you have taken from your textbook. Complete the Chapter 6 quiz and complete Journal 21, which is on page 173 of the textbook. Also complete the momentum discussion on self-awareness, self-confidence, and positive work and life habits. So October the 8th will be the beginning of week 7. This is a 10-week class, so that is very, very exciting for us. Today I am talking about the career interview. Next week I will be talking about the resume and the cover letter. I will have an example of my own that you are welcome to use as a template if you choose to do that. And I will even provide it to you in a Microsoft Office Word format so that you are able to do whatever you need to do. So I am scrolling down the announcements so that I can locate the career interview information. For me, it is easier to just stay right here in the area of announcements and the news. It just makes it a little easier. Here's your career service proposal, time log, project hours, verification. All of those items are there. Let me take you to the course materials and the content so that we can locate the career interview questions. Let's see if they are in the career. week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Career interview questions are in week 6. This is just a simple Word document. What I would do if I were you is I would download this Word document. Now, one of the things that I would like to share with you is that when you do the career interview, you are not handing the person that you are interviewing this list of questions. You are not emailing the person who is your subject of the interview these questions, okay? You are either having a telephone conversation or preferably you are having an in-person conversation with this student or with this supervisor or with this subject of your interview, and you are taking notes after you have asked the question. So some tips for completing the interview are listed here on the form. Call or email to make an appointment with the person you are interested in interviewing a week before you would like to interview them. This is because you want the person you are interviewing to be able to work you into your schedule and let them know that you have a very quick 15 or 20-minute interview so that you can learn more about them, their position, and the career. Clearly explain who you are and your purpose in interviewing them. Now, if this person is the same person who is supervising you for your service project, then this will be much easier because you will have established at least an initial relationship with that person. However, when you show up to interview this person, make sure you arrive 15 minutes before your scheduled time. Wear business casual clothing, which should be khaki pants or other slacks, no jeans, no tennis shoes, and a nice, neat shirt. Make sure you maintain eye contact, shake that person's hand, and look them directly in the eye. And the first thing you're going to do is say, hello, my name is Tracy Sands. It's very nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to allow me to interview you. You're going to introduce yourself. Upon completion of your interview, you're going to thank them and let them know how much you appreciate them taking the time away from their busy schedule to talk with you. And then you are going to write a thank you note to the person you interviewed a couple of days after the interview. That's just some interview etiquette. Now for these questions, you're going to ask this person, what do you like most about this job? And you're going to let them talk. Okay, if they say the work hours, then you're going to say, okay, so tell me a little bit more about the work hours on the job. You can ask follow-up questions so that you have a nice, healthy document, so that you have lots of information that you can put together in sentence format when you turn in your interview responses. What do you dislike or least enjoy about your job? What does a typical work day look like for you? What educational background or training and experience are needed for your job? What motivates you? What skills do you think are needed? So on and so forth. It's okay to use this document to read the questions. Just after you have read the question, make sure you look up and make eye contact with that person so they know that you're more interested in them as an employee or a supervisor or as a person in a career than you are what's written on your paper. You're having a conversation and referring back to the questions to guide your conversation. I would even highlight all of this information before printing it out, and I would probably triple space it so that you have plenty of room to handwrite the responses so that you have those available. Okay, so make sure you're earnest in your questioning, you maintain eye contact, you use active listening strategies, which you've already covered in the class, nod, affirm. If you have a follow-up question, make sure you let them finish their sentence before asking a question. I'm very ADHD and I tend to want to finish people's sentences or interrupt with the follow-up question. So be polite, be kind, and show courtesy with this person. But I cannot express the value of eye contact enough in this process. Now, a couple of other questions that have been asked to me this week are, can we turn in late assignments? The answer is yes. You may turn in late assignments as long as you turn them in before the last day of this 10-week term, and as long as you understand you will not receive full credit for late assignments. It's very important that you know that. Another question that has been asked to me is, can I retake quizzes after the due date? Yes, you may retake quizzes after the due date. I'm not very strict on the due dates with quizzes. I know that there are a lot of tiny little assignments that pile up in this class, so I would prefer that you do work until you get an 80 on these quizzes. However, the timeline I'm not very, very strict on. If I get a notification that a quiz has been taken, then I will go in and give you full credit based on what your score is. Another question that comes up multiple times is, what do we put in the notebook and how do we give that information to you? You put in the notebook the items that you have completed as assignments that are not already in the Dropbox. So take photographs, send me a JPEG through Dropbox, or scan items, or if you have created them in Microsoft Word or in another application in Microsoft or Google, attach them to Dropbox. So I think I have covered primarily everything needed. I just want to throw a little tidbit in here that's not going to be in the announcements, which will be a reward. If you tweet from your job site, from your service project site, and you tweet to @tsands98 and @Roan State, and you take a photograph of yourself and you send us a Twitter pic of it and tell us where you are and that you're completing your service hours. And from the photograph, I can tell where you are and that you're working on your service hours. I will give you 100 points extra credit sprinkled all across the entire class. So this makes a huge difference for some of you who got a rough start in the beginning. It makes a huge difference for some of you guys who may struggle with quizzes. But this service project is a big, big part of your grade. So what you do is you go onto Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter account, you create one. You post a picture of yourself and you tweet to @tsands98. All right, you can find me on Twitter. I'll try to go to my Twitter account right now to provide you with a visual. Okay, so I'm tsands98, and you are going to tweet a pic of your service hours project, and then you're also going to tweet to Roan State Community College, okay, @RSCC. This will provide you with 100 points extra credit, all right? So I think this would benefit you. It's a great way to get information. It's also a great way to get random information that you have to filter through. But if you tweet it to me @tsands98, you will get 100 extra credit points sprinkled throughout the grade book to help whichever area you need the most. Those points will go towards your grade, and I need this tweet by the end of the 10 weeks. So I'm not going to post this. This is an extra credit opportunity for those people who make the effort to watch the videos. So good luck with the rest of the week. If there's anything I can do to help you, please email me at sandstd@roanstate.edu. I will reply as quickly as possible. If you are a Reconnect student and you are having a hard time getting your service hours done, please contact me based on the instructions given to you from Nancy Hamilton, because you are a Reconnect student. That's all I have. It's very quick. We're closing in on the end of the term. We're coming up on public schools fall break, followed by a couple of days for Roan State's fall break. So you guys are going to be busy with family things, I hope. And I really hope you have a great week. Have a great weekend. If you need me, send a message. Thanks so much. Have a great day.